Alright, let's jump right into this build with the glitter colors. This is Grape Ape from Glitter Chimp. This is Gold Muse, which is a dark purple. Fairy, which is a light lavender purple. Standard Black. And then a purple mix, which is also purchased from Michaels. So the only one of these that I didn't purchase from Michaels was Grape Ape, which is from Glitter Chimp. I gave the customer two options for the chunky glitter, which one they'd like, and they chose the purple mix, so which is a more of a pink tint to it, and it's not as chunky. So moving everything out of the way here, I'm going to go ahead and begin applying the glitter with some Mod Podge. This is a 30-ounce curved tumbler, and I'm going to go from light to dark in my glitter choice here. Starting off with Fairy, which is that light purple. As far as design here and how I'm laying the glitter onto the tumbler, I'm trying to go for a zebra swirl effect. So not a true zebra pattern, but not a true swirl either. It's going to have structure to it. I'm not using any mica powders with this design. And I say Zebra Geode Swirl just because when I apply that gold, it just gives me the feel of geode. It's not a true geode shape, no. But it just still gives me that kind of feel for it. So here I am going to lay in some Muse or dark purple. This jar is not the one that I showed in the preview there because this is actually the same glitter, but it's got a little bit of gold mixed in from another project. I'm going to try to reuse that and use that up before I start eating away at my supply of the fresh jar. So I'm just going to frame in and add a little bit of glitter as I go, blocking in the lighter purple fairy. Now this is at 600% speed, so I'm moving quite fast in this video just so that it's not too long. It is a very basic build. It's just a Mod Podge glitter layover. Nothing truly extravagant, but the end result is just amazing when all of those colors are kind of blended together and they kind of pop against each other. So I'm going to go ahead and continue the video here, enjoy the background music, and then when we get to the next color, we'll go from there. Alright, so after about a 15-minute wait time, I go ahead and brush off any of that excess glitter there. So I got a fresh palette here. I'm doing my best not to mix too many of these colors in the jars so that way I can keep them pure for other projects. Mixing glitter is just bound to happen. Some of this glitter here has red in it, but as long as I kind of pick it out the best I can, you don't really see that. So I'm not applying a ton of black glitter here. I'm just putting a little bit in just to apply some darkness between the Muse and Fairy purples. And then just gives it a little bit more of a dark dimension there. I gave them the option whether they want me to lighten it or darken it, and they decided to go with a darker tumbler. So it just depends on which colors you choose to apply. Depends on what the result you get. So I'm not using a whole lot of black here, just a little bit. Alright, so after 15 minutes of dry time for the black, I brush it off again. And now this is when I really start to enjoy the process. It really starts to take shape. This is the gold. It really, really pops against that background. And when you apply it beside the black or the dark muse, it brings it forward even more. And this is where I feel like it kind of looks a little bit like a geode, because you're using those kind of metallic colors a little bit. So I'm just going to apply quite a bit of this just because I love gold. And then after this I'll apply some of the chunky purple mix. And that will really brighten it up a little bit beyond just the gold. Alright, so as we come to the end of the gold segment here, here's a little of a slow down just to show you what those colors look like without any kind of chunky glitter. Now, of course, chunky glitter does mean that you have to put more layers of epoxy on there, so there is some downside to it. But that's just what you have to do when you have a chunky glitter like this. It really adds some dimension to the overall design. So although you're using a little bit more epoxy to get over those layers, and you have to do a little bit of sand work between layers to get that smooth, it's well worth it. So this adds a little bit of a pink element to it and just some shimmer beside that gold and the existing purple. The mousse really doesn't shine a whole lot, but it does give it some depth. The fairy does shine quite a bit. It actually color shifts a little bit when I apply the epoxy to it, so it darkens it a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this a little bit sporadically throughout the tumbler. I'm not going to apply a whole lot because I don't want to overdo it. I want those undercolors to show through quite a bit. So this is just to add some accents and kind of frame some of those colors in and add some variation. Alright, so let's not forget the bottom of the tumbler. Let's add a little bit of glitter chunky on the bottom. Never forget the bottom of the tumbler. Although it is something small and something you probably don't look at a whole lot, it just brings it all together. Alright, so let's apply some epoxy to this beautiful girl here. This is a 30 milliliter flood coat, just to get all of those nooks and crannies filled in, so that way we can apply one more coat after this, which I did do off screen. And then at that point we'll apply some vinyl that they had requested. So this is for a young lady named Sonia, and then they had requested a hairstylist decals on it as well as her name. So we'll put those, we'll create those decals and then put those on, and then we'll kind of see a final effect. Alright, so after that second coat and it cured, I went ahead and sanded it down quite well, and then we have our decals applied. So there's Sonia in holographic purple vinyl, as well as the SVG that they had requested. And you can see here that it's a little bit rough around the bottom rim, and then there's also one spot towards the top of the vinyl there where it didn't get full coverage. That's okay, the next layer of epoxy will fill all of that in. I'm going to go ahead and apply my artist signature to it. Cha-chow! Let that dry, and it's on to the final layer of epoxy. So let's bring that luster back to that sanded epoxy layer. Bring back that shine. Alright, let's get a close-up of this on the turner here. You can see how vibrant these colors are. They're absolutely incredible. I appreciate y'all watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. I really hope to grow this channel more over the next few years. Thank you so much. Bye.